Today we have some exercises for the upper body and arms for anyone who wants to just work on that part of the body while they're seated, or if you happen to be in a wheelchair, this is something you can do for exercise that doesn't involve the lower limbs. So I do have 2 weights. We can add some weights with these exercises today. You can also use a band. I don't have a band to demonstrate because I don't have those at home, being in quarantine, but I do. I know a lot of people have them at home, and I'll show you a way you can do that as well. So that would be the only equipment you need to do today's workout. So we're going to start with mostly upper body. We're going to do 2 sets of 10 of each of the exercises and hopefully get some strengthening through the upper body and chest and arms. Okay? So we're going to start with rows. This is one of the exercises you could use a band for if you have one. You would tie it to something in front of you, even a doorknob, so it doesn't pull back and snap back at you. And you're just going to pull back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So punch forward, pull back, squeeze behind you, 4, and squeeze, 6, 7, 8. You don't want to go really fast with the strengthening exercises because you want the time to use the muscles and engage them and not let momentum take over. The next one is going to be the front of the chest. So if you can lean back in your chair, if you have weights, you can add the weights for this exercise, but we're going to do like a chest press. So straight up and back down. So you're pushing up into gravity here. If your wheelchair reclines, you can recline back a little bit, or you can just slide your hips forward so that you're pushing up, you're leaning back just enough so it's more of a chest press than a shoulder press. You can see me from the side here, pressing up from the chest and not the shoulder, which would be straight up. Okay? And then we're going to do out to the side. So still holding your weights if you want to use them, but you don't have to. Straight out and back down. Don't let your shoulders rise up as you do this one. You want to keep your shoulder blades down and just raise your arms straight out to the side. That's 5, 6, slow and controlled, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. I'm going to put my weights down. We're going to do that round one more time. So if you have the band and you want to use that for pullbacks, go ahead. We're going to reach forward and pull back. And squeeze, pull, and 5. Keep going. 6. If you can't make it to the full 10, that's okay. Do the best you can. And if you keep doing this workout, you might be able to increase to the full set of 10 and 10. I'm going to grab the weights here. Lean back just a little bit and push up from the chest. You can do the weights whatever direction you want. I know a chest press is often this way. I just find with seated, it's a little bit difficult to hold them like that. And 5, always breathing. 6, you never want to hold your breath when you're doing strengthening exercises. 9, and 10. Good. I'm not taking long breaks in between the exercises either, so feel free to pause it and take as long of a recovery as you need in between. That's fine. And then the last one, back out into the side. Control that motion. 3, 4, 5, keep breathing. 6, don't let those shoulder blades rise up. You You can always put the weights down if it feels like it gets too heavy at any point. 9 and 10. Good. That was 2 sets of our first round of exercises, so just kind of shake those shoulders out a little bit and catch your breath. The next one then, I'm going to use my weights. Feel free to use them if you want. And we're going to go straight forward with the weights. Just to shoulder height. That's 4, 5. If you don't have great trunk control, 6. You can always use a strap or support yourself with the back of the chair. If you want to engage your core and you can, don't use the back of the chair. And 10. All right, shake those shoulders out a little bit. We're going to do arm circles. Okay, so arms out to the side. I'm going to go forward for 10. 3, 5, 7, 10. Good, and backwards. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to reach down. Use the weights again if you want for this one. We're going to do bicep curls. So just bringing the hands up towards the shoulders and slowly lowering it back down. And 3, 4. You can use the weight if you want the resistance. You can do without. You can start with it and put it down if it gets too heavy. 8, whatever works best for you. And last one here. We'll put the weights down and shake the arms out a little bit. Good, so that was the second round, first set of our second round there. So we're gonna go through that set again. We just wanna rest the muscles a little bit, give them time to recover before we go through a second set here. So when you're ready, make sure you're breathing. And we're going to pick up the weights again for the forward raises if you're using them. Remember, sitting up nice and tall, and we're just going to raise them up to shoulder height. Always slow and controlled when it comes to strength training exercises. 4, 5. If you go too fast, you just start to use momentum. It's also a good way to get injured, which we don't want to do. 8, 9, one more here, and 10. Good, I'm going to put the weights down. And we're going to go to arm circles. Okay, so arms out at your side, about shoulder height. Forward for 10, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it there and then go backwards. 1, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lower your arms down. You can reach forward and pick up those weights one more time. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to do bicep curls. All right, one last set of these here. So bring it up and lower all the way back to straight. 2, 3, always breathing. 4, and really control the lower because you work the muscle on both sides, the curl up and the lower down. 8, 9, and 10. Good. And put the weights back down. Okay, we'll shake those shoulders out and the arms. Take a little break here. We're gonna do a little bit of upper trunk and a little bit more of shoulders. This is our last round of 3 exercises here. So we're gonna do some trunk exercises to give the shoulders and arms a little break. For this one, if you have the ability to turn at your trunk here, we're gonna turn to the side. Now, here's another one you could use a weight for, or a band for. You can have the band attached to something next to you. Again, I like the doorknob for this. Whenever you're seated, that's at a pretty good height. You wrap it around the inside of the doorknob, shut the door, so it's not gonna snap off there. It's on the inside of the door away from you. And you would hold the band right here. And I'm gonna go left, which would be away from the door if you were using the band. And you're just gonna turn to squeezing the trunk muscles here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. If you're using the band, you're going to turn your chair so that you're facing the opposite direction. You can pull the band the opposite way. You're still going to get a good contraction. I can still feel this without the resistance. And if you don't have good trunk control, you can skip this exercise or just work on some seated trunk control without any movement, without your back resting up against the chair. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the right. 10 here. 1, 2, so I'd be pulling the band with me this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze at the end there. 8, 9, and 10. Good. We're now going to go to the side. So we're just going to get a little upper trunk side bending. 2 and 3. So I'm basically trying to bring my elbow towards my hip. 5. So we're squeezing on the side here. 7, 8. Keep up nice and tall. 9 and 10. Good. Relax your arms down. The last one's a dive. So here you're going to spread your arms out and then forward like you're diving into a pool. Open and dive forward. Open. 3. Open. 4. And 5. And 6. We're using the upper abdominals here. 7. And some of the shoulder muscles. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake your arms out. So that's our last set of 3 exercises. We're going to go through that each one more time. And we'll call it a day, okay? So again, take a longer break if you need to. Feel free to pause, get some water if you need. Okay, and we're just going to go into the second round of exercises. So arms across your chest here. Feel free to use the resistance band if you want. I'm going to the left to start. So rotate. 2. I'm keeping really good posture here. You don't want to be slouching. Up tall and just turning along like you've got a band, a bar through your spine here, and you're just rotating around it. 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you have any back pain, please skip this one, or if you're not allowed to do any trunk rotation, just avoid it. We're going to go on to the right now. So 10 here, holding the band if you want that resistance. 3, squeezing at the end of that motion. 4, posture up nice and tall. Head up tall. 7, you want to try to keep your hips Evenly seated on the chair. You're not rocking as you move. Last one, 10. Good. Let go of the band if you're using one. Hands onto your shoulders, and we're going to squeeze down to each side here, contracting the side muscles. Again, if you don't have great trunk control to do this, you can just practice your sitting balance without holding on, and that'll activate some of those core muscles. Only you know what you can do, because from a virtual standpoint, all I can do is give some exercises that should help a wide range of folks. All right, and relax your arms down. All right, let's finish up with the dives here. So we're going to do arms out to the side, open up the chest, and then dive forward. Open and forward. Reach those hands forward. 3, and bend. 4, 5, 6, keep breathing, up tall, 7, expand through the chest, and bend, 9, one more here, open, and forward. Good. All right. Roll those shoulders out a little bit. You can kind of stretch one arm across your chest, release some of the tension in that muscle, and breathe. We'll do the same thing to the other side. And breathe. Roll the shoulders out, backwards, and forward. And then just slowly roll out the neck. We hold a lot of tension in our necks when we exercise, so we'll just stretch it out a little bit here. Okay, nice work. I hope you got some burn through the muscles through the upper body and the chest, and a little bit in the core today. And come back and see us for another round of our brief internet exercises.